Hello, viewer. This is the second part of the video I made about Prophet TB Joshua. In the previous video, I talked about how I met Prophet TB Joshua. This one, I'm going to talk a little bit about my stay in the synagogue as a full-time disciple with Prophet TB Joshua. The first thing I did when I became a disciple was, beside doing my normal thing, which is cleaning, doing some job in the church, like I said, like he really sincerely advised me in the beginning. I was a member of his class. We call it evangelical class or Bible class. It was a class, a platform where to be a pastor, to be evangelist, to be a Christ worker will be trained. A training platform where we were exposed to raw Bible teaching. And our teacher then was nobody but Prophet TB Joshua. I was in the church when Agomo came. He came, I think, about 6 months after I've been there or more. Bisola wasn't a full-time Christ worker then. She was, after her deliverance in the church, and she stayed a while. Then later she started joining us in the class and others. So it was in this class that I got to know that TB Joshua was not only a preacher or a miracle worker. He was a teacher of the word. He has a thorough knowledge of the word of God. He was deep in the word of God. To me, I would see him as a better teacher than a preacher. He teaches the word in-depthly. We were taught the word of God unadulteratedly. The teaching wasn't all different from what I've had in Deeper Life, in Agape Christian Assembly, in Gospel Faith Mission. Though it was more deeper, it was more explicit. Thereafter, I was given the opportunity, which was rare then, to work in the church studio. I believe the church studio was the heart of Prophet TB Joshua, because everything in the ministry was recorded and they were kept in the studio. And from the studio was where the program where we show on television and TV stations were being edited, produced, and all sorts of things like that. And let me say this. Bisola, who eventually came out and was saying all sorts of things, was working in the studio too. After her deliverance in the church, she was given the grace. After a while, I think she sat for a very long time before she was allowed to work in the studio. So while she was working in the studio, with all humility, by the grace of God, I wrote most of the things she was voicing. Most of us in the studio were tested to be able to do the voiceover. We couldn't. I had a very bad voice. She had a very wonderful voice then. So we were writing, myself and Master Peace, the four of us were writing, and she just do the reading. So the reading was nothing extraordinary. So she was doing the reading. It was in this class that I asked a lot of questions from Prophet TB Joshua directly. There was a question I asked him, which my colleagues in the class thought was unbecoming of me. But today, I think I thank God that I asked that question. This is the question. I said, "Sir, I have seen you doing, God using doing a lot of things." That's the way I put it. A lot of miracle, healing, deliverance, and stuff. I've seen you doing things that could not be compared with anybody. The only thing I could compare you was Jesus Christ. That besides that Jesus Christ was a white man, you are a black man. Jesus was born of a virgin. You aren't born of a virgin. Jesus was not married. You are, I just said it. Are you Jesus? People were shouting. Why should I ask that question? The man said, "Leave him alone. You will have the same question you don't ask." And he answered the question that very day. He said, "I am not Jesus and I can never be Jesus. Even I thought God gave me power to create human being, I can never be Jesus. Jesus is my Father. Jesus is my Master. Jesus is all in all for me." That is what he said that very day. I did a lot of work running around for Prophet, like taking the KZ to all the stations, in Akure, in Ibadan, in Ilorin, in Jos, wherever our program was being shown, we were taking it there every week, and I was doing it, monitoring things for him and directly reporting to him. That's what I was doing in synagogue. For that period, I was in the synagogue. And when it was time for me to move, the grace was given and I moved. I'm still eager that one day God will use me